Picture this. A customer gets sick after eating your product. The health authority calls, demanding to know which batch used this raw material, where was it sold?
If you can't answer those questions in minutes, you don't just have a problem, you've got a full-blown disaster on your hands.
Today, we're diving into two critical systems that can be lifesavers for your business: traceability and recall. They're connected, but definitely not the same thing.
Exactly. Think of it this way. Traceability is all about tracking a product's history, from where the ingredients came from to where the final product ended up.
While recall is the action you take to remove an unsafe product from the market. Traceability is your information system, like a detective gathering clues, and recall is the emergency response, springing into action. Traceability. It's all about tracking a product's journey. This means knowing where your raw materials came from, which specific batch they ended up in, and exactly where the finished product was shipped.
Think of it like this. It answers two crucial questions. Where did this come from? And where did this go?
Exactly. Imagine a milk factory. They get milk from 3 different farmers. Now, batch A from farmer 2 goes into yogurt batch Y1 and paneer batch P2.
Now, say there's contamination found in farmer 2's milk. Traceability allows the company to pinpoint that the contaminated milk was used in yogurt batch Y1 and paneer batch P2.
Precisely. That level of precision is key. It is about information tracking, and it's not just for emergencies. It's an everyday process that should be in place at all times to know exactly where everything is coming from and going to. Okay, so let's really nail down what recall means. It's all about removing a product from the market because it's unsafe.
Exactly. Think contamination, like bacteria or chemicals where they shouldn't be, or maybe an allergen wasn't declared on the label. Big problem.
Or even something like a piece of metal finding its way into a food product. Nobody wants that surprise. The key question recall answers is, how do we get the product back?
Let's say biscuit batch B123 turns out to have metal fragments. First, the company blasts out notifications to all their distributors.
Sales stop immediately, right? Gotta pull everything off the shelves.
Yep. Then they physically collect all the remaining product. And crucially, they have to inform the relevant food safety authorities about the situation. That's recall in action.
So what's the core difference? Traceability pinpoints where a product is, while recall is all about getting it back.
Exactly. Think of it this way. Traceability is your Google Maps showing you the route. Recall, that's calling in the tow truck to bring the vehicle back to the shop.
Makes sense. And without traceability, a recall is going to be a slow, chaotic mess. Imagine our spice contamination scenario.
Right. The lab finds bad stuff in spice lot S45. The traceability system then reveals that S45 was used in curry mix batch C101 and soup powder batch S202.
And those finished products, they went to a distributor in Delhi and a retailer in Mumbai.
Now the recall team swings into action, contacting them, removing the contaminated products. Traceability tells you where to act. Recall is the action. Without traceability, you're just guessing.
Let's talk standards. ISO 22000 and FSSC 22000, they require both traceability systems and recall procedures. And get this, mock recall testing. Why? Because in food safety, time equals lives.
Seriously, every second counts. Imagine contamination spreads rapidly. Without these systems in place, the results could be tragic. So what happens if your traceability is weak?
Disaster, basically. Instead of recalling just one affected batch, you have to recall everything. Think about that. The financial losses skyrocket. We're talking potential bankruptcy.
And it's not just money. Your brand takes a hit, a huge one. Plus, you open yourself up to massive legal risks. Negligence claims, lawsuits, it's a mess.
Exactly. Good traceability gives you a targeted recall. You minimize damage, protect consumers, and save your business. It's an investment, but one that pays off big time when things go wrong. Okay, let's nail down these key takeaways. Think of it this way. Traceability, it's all about the track.
Exactly. Where did it come from? Where is it going? Now, recall, that's return.
Track and return. Easy to remember, right? Now, traceability brings serious business benefits. You get better supplier control, knowing exactly who provides what.
And batch control becomes way easier. Plus, you can identify problems faster, spotting that contamination in spice lot S45 before it becomes a full-blown crisis.
The recall system, it's all about protecting your consumers, first and foremost.
Absolutely, but it also gives you legal protection, showing you've done everything to ensure safety, and it protects your brand's reputation.
It's like insurance for your entire food business. Let's picture this. It's festival season. You're selling sweets like crazy, but one of your ingredient suppliers had a contamination issue.
Yikes. So what happens next?
Without traceability, it's a disaster. You have no idea which batch of sweets used the bad ingredient. You'd have to recall everything. Imagine the chaos.
That sounds incredibly expensive.
Exactly. But with a good traceability system, the story changes. You quickly pinpoint that the contaminated ingredient was only used in sweet batch number 5.
Ah, targeted precision.
Precisely. You recall only that batch. Suddenly, your loss drops from, say, 10 lakh to just 1 lakh. See, that's the power of knowing exactly where your ingredients came from and where they went. Traceability transforms a potential catastrophe into a manageable problem. So, let's bring it all home. Traceability prevents chaos, doesn't it? It's all about knowing your product's journey.
Absolutely. And recall? That's crisis control. It's how you pull back the product when things go wrong. Think of it. Traceability is the prep work. Recall is the actual response.
Exactly. It's like having a fire extinguisher ready. You hope you never need it, but you're sure glad it's there. If your traceability is rock solid, any recall becomes way more manageable.
Remember that opening scenario? The phone rings and it's the authorities asking about a bad batch.
Right. If you can pinpoint the issue quickly, the whole process is smoother and contained. The faster you respond, the smaller the impact.
Traceability is the key to a swift, targeted response. It's about being prepared, not panicked.
And that preparation can save your business, protect your customers, and give you peace of mind. Let's dive deeper into those business benefits. Traceability is key for supplier control. It's not just about knowing who supplied the ingredients, but ensuring their quality standards align with yours.
Exactly. It's about verifying certifications, audit results, and having documented agreements. Good supplier control equals safer raw materials.
Then there's batch control. Think of it as minimizing the blast radius. If contamination occurs, quick batch identification prevents it from spreading through your entire production line.
Right. And prompt problem identification is crucial. Traceability systems help you spot trends, like recurring issues with a specific ingredient, before they turn into a full-blown outbreak.
Now let's talk about recall systems, with consumer safety as number one. Protecting people from harm is the ethical responsibility.
Absolutely, but recall systems also provide vital legal protection, demonstrating due diligence and responsible action.
And finally, brand protection. A swift, targeted recall shows customers you prioritize their safety, preserving their trust and your reputation. It's about minimizing the damage. Food safety is everyone's concern, right, Casey?
Absolutely, Alex. It's about protecting consumers and businesses.
Speaking of which, if you've enjoyed this explanation of traceability and recall,
And want more food safety and ISO concepts broken down into plain, simple language?
then be sure to subscribe to Sure Consultancy.
We make understanding those complex standards easy, so you can focus on running your business safely and efficiently.
That's right. Subscribe now to Sure Consultancy.
And make standards easy to understand.